Hello, my name is Dana Bucky, and I'm going to tell you the story of Sarah Jane Wheeler at Stevens College. I feel super hammered.
Yeah, you look pretty. You look...
Back in the day, during the Civil War, when it was not Stevens College, it was the Female Baptist School for Women or something along those lines. It was like a finishing school for Southern ladies. There was a student there named Sarah Jane Wheeler, and this was during the Civil War, and Columbia was kind of a hotly contested area, but for the most part was under the control of the Union. A Confederate soldier found his way onto the school grounds, and he was taken in by Sarah Jane Wheeler. So she was taking a turn in the evening air, you know, and this dude crawls out from underneath a bush. I'm like, man, please help me. My God, what are you doing here? And she agrees to. She hid him away. He is under the bed, right? And she probably got him like his own blanket, but she keeps her blanket like pulled down low so that you can't see him, right? And anytime anybody would come, she would just like make sure that she would like kick him and make sure everything was like under the bed so that nobody could see. And she'd be like, no, ma'am, everything's fine. Yes, I'm going to go say my prayers and go to bed. And then the matron would leave, and then she'd be like, okay, they're gone. Let's talk about stuff. Here, I brought you this ham from dinner. I love ham. Oh my God, it's my favorite. How did you know? And I brought a roll. Oh my God. Like I poured some gravy into my purse. Here you go. They bonded probably over their Southern principles, their Southern homes, their Southern families. Tell me about your family's farm. What did your father grow? Like that kind of stuff is probably where they found their common ground. And in the process of having the conversations, they fell in love. You know, like, I offer my hand to you for eternity. I will take care of you for the rest of your days. We will run away together, and I will make you my wife, and we will live together forever, blah, 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 blah. Something along those lines, you know, where he would, as a good man would promise to take care of her. Someone eventually was like, why do you keep stuffing extra rolls in your sleeves and, you know, shoving meat in the top of your dress? Like, why do you keep doing that? And then someone discovers, oh, you're hiding a dude in your room. Oh, they get caught. And the matron, you know, who oversees all the students, comes in and drags him out from underneath the bed, kicking and screaming. The matron has called the soldiers, and they're pulling him away, and Sarah's screaming, and they're reaching for each other and shouting, I love you no matter what, kind of thing, as he's dragged away to be executed. And he is oftentimes in the stories executed on school grounds, right there in front of everybody. The second he is executed, you hear the bell tower, the bells start to ring because Sarah Jane Wheeler has hung herself from the bell that is in the tower of Senior Hall. That is, in my opinion, the most romantic version of the story. So then we get to 1971, and a theater professor, his name escapes me. Peter. Bigers, that's it. Peter Bigers decides to hold a seance. He says, come, theater students and my wife, let's have a seance in the third floor of Senior Hall, because I guess that's a thing that theater professors did in the 70s. I don't know. So they decide they're going to have a seance on Halloween in 1971. As they're on their way up the stairs to have their seance, they pass Bob Gassaway, who is a reporter for the Tribune. He is there for the same reason, to do a story about Sarah Jane Wheeler and the ghosts of Senior Hall. So he's like camped out in the hallway, right? So they pass him on their way. They go into a room in the third floor. They shut the door. In the process of this seance, a door slams, the candle blows out. The students are like, what the actual fuck is going on? Everyone's very freaked out. Then suddenly there is banging on the door, right? And it is Bob Gassaway, who has also had his own weird experience. And he said he saw at the end of the hallway a man and a woman in period clothes. He could hear her skirts. He saw the man like crouch down and act like he was fending off someone, and then they disappeared down the stairs. So he's banging on the door like, please fucking let me in. I am freaked out. So they all share their stories. Everyone's like, yes, Halloween party, yay. They all go home. At 3 a.m., Professor Biger's phone rings because also, apparently in the 70s, students had their professor's home phone numbers, I guess. His phone rings at 3 a.m. and they're like, Professor, we just saw the most incredible thing you will not believe. We were on our way home from a Halloween party and we saw a woman on the sidewalk who was wearing, period clothes from the Civil War. She looked incredible. And she wanted us to tell you, you are no longer welcome in senior hall, but your wife is. And the woman knew their names. And so they freaked out and called Professor Bigers and were like, this is what happened. And so that is one of the more well-known stories of the ghost of Sarah Jane Wheeler years later, letting a man know that he was not welcome in senior hall, which was a haven for women and education. So that is one of the best stories about Sarah Jane Wheeler as we know it now.